Hello, this is Victoria Milogo, Humanities 101. So I've chosen West Africa to compare and contrast our project. I chose Nigeria and Ghana. Now, the reason why I chose Nigeria and Ghana is that I was born in Nigeria, but came to America when I was a teenager. I basically grew up here, but did not forget my African roots. The other reason is Nigeria and Ghana share a similar story of independence and culture. Nigeria and Ghana are the two largest economies in West Africa, and so that's something to talk about. So there's some facts about Nigeria that I can give you. So the president of Nigeria is Muhammad Buhari, and the population of Nigeria is 175. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja. The official language is English. Our three major languages, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. Well, I am a Yoruba woman, so that's my tribal, where I belong, my clan is the Yoruba. And our government is Unitarian Republic, democracy. We're still trying out the democracy with our country. 2015 was actually the first time Nigeria had a peaceful transfer of power during an election. We're very proud of that, but we don't know how that's going to go in the future. But everyone's like really upset right now. But anyway, so Nigeria has the largest economic in Africa, and then we import oil. We trade oil and natural resources and commodities around the world. Actually, Nigeria is one of the oil imports to America. So we're gonna go to Ghana. Okay, so facts about Ghana is that the president of Ghana is Nana Akufo-Addo. The population of Ghana is 28 million. The capital is Accra. The official language is English. So two major indigenous languages, Twi and Shante Twi. The government is just the same as Nigeria. It's a Unitarian Federal Republic. And Ghana is the second largest economic in Ghana, in West Africa. So another similarities that I see in Africa, they share both similarity and some difference in music. So in the Nigerian culture, Nigeria's music is globally known in Africa. I mean, actually it's all over the whole world. And we have traditional tribal beats, which is in our book. It's called a call and respond type of music. And basically that's when they have like a, what you call it? I forgot what the name of it. It's like a symphony or something like that. Anyway, they call each other and they all, respond. So the other one is the Yoruba Ganga, which is called the talking drum. It's used in the Yoruba people as a folklore. It's like they use the drum it's a communication tool. The drum imitates different tones and chant pattern of the Yoruba language. So I've heard it before. It's really awesome that the drum itself is beat, and they really hit it, and you can hear the sounds and the drum beat is very nice. And another similarity with Ghanaian music is the high life, and it was an older music back in the 60s and 70s. So the high life is like with a popular musician in Nigeria called Sunny Ade and Obey Ebenezer. This kind of music, the music or the old style music, and for the older generation, actually my father's music generation, that's where that's from. The other music is Juju and Fuji music. And those were music popular back in the 80s and 90s and still till now. If you go to most Nigerian parties, you will hear the Fuji music. It's really upbeat and tempo, people really love it. It's actually great music to listen to. And then there's Afrobeat, which is from Kuti, Fela Kuti, and I don't know if you guys have heard about him. That's Fela Kuti. He's a popular musician back in the 70s and 80s, but he's passed away now. Actually, there was a play about Fela Kuti in New York that was a traveling play. It went from New York to DC to California and places like that. The other type of music in Africa is the African rhythm, which is actually the new type of music right now that's out for the young generation. It composed of African rhythm and hip hop and Afro pop. Some of the stars or artists are Wizkid, Davido, and Yemi Alade, P Square, and D'banj. Another one is the gospel song. It's all over the whole place. As I said earlier, African music is really known worldwide. As you can see, this Forbes cover over here, and they did some sort of article about African music, top African music in the world. So African music is very popular, and it's also exported to Brazil also. By the way, here's the drums that they use for the talking drums. I don't know if you can see that. It's I remember back home, you will hold it and you get this instrument that you hit it with. It's very popular, especially with the Yorubas. So the next music is the Ghanaian music. It's similar. They just don't have a lot of all the other ones that we have. We have the Fuji tribal. They do have tribal music and traditional music. They also have the highlight music that we already enjoy. Reggae, gospel, hip hop, and gospel is part of their genre too. And they're between Hollywood, Ghanaian and Nigerian music and they're similar and different, but they're also trying to be in the same class and everything. Nigerian music and film industry is the largest in Africa, third to Hollywood. We're very popular in that respect. So the political structure in Nigeria and Ghana is basically the same. In Nigeria, we got our independent from the British back in 1960. Ghana had theirs in 1957. 3 years before us. They both were military rule for decades, and then they adopted democracy system of government. And they were also the Republican nature. With Nigeria, they have ethnic and religion influence in their political governance. The president is the head of the state, and he's voted in by majority vote. Same with Ghana. In Nigeria, they have two major political parties, which is the People Democratic Party and the Congress of Progressive Change. So, which actually won the presidency this time around. Nigeria has a very strong military presence in West Africa. In Ghana, they have two major parties also, which is called the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress. Now, the next thing is the value system and the worldview of both countries. I can tell you that Africans here and abroad are a community. They have a sense of community. Their social system, they look at life in a very worldview, social system view. We also are very apt in moral value. We have to have respect for our elders, and that's important. As I was growing up, I remember my father telling us we have to have respect for who people who are older than us. And in African culture, we're heavily influenced in proverbs and wise saying to help deter bad manners and for us to help us in our life, guide us through life. And another value that we strongly believe is religious belief also permeates every facet of our life. And also we believe in the division of labor by gender. And we also believe in domestic unities. So this is my presentation. I hope you were able to understand me and understand the culture of Africa. There's more to it, but it's we just have 10 minutes or a few minutes. But how can I relate and understand this culture? Well, it's no surprise I can relate to this culture because I was born and I was raised in the culture. Even though I lived in the United States, my parents and people who raised me they always remind me never to forget Africa. Another thing is that African culture and represents worldly values and views in today's society. A sense of community, morals, and religious and social values can be imported to any society in this world. So thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you were able to understand me. I thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this to you. Thank you.